From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
I'm Andrea Lutz. We're checking in on Memorial Day travel ahead of this big weekend and learning that campgrounds in Montana, well, they're filling up fast.
Hey everybody, Scott Breen out at Dealer Park where the weather seems to be okay at the moment. That's right, the Mustangs are eager to play tonight's home opener against Rocky Mountain Vibes. I'll set the table straight ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, tonight we are checking in on the peak travel day ahead of the Memorial Day weekend. And in Montana, we know people are hitting the road as projections show a massive spike this year after the pandemic. Tonight, Q2's Andrea Lutz finds out where people are going. Travel for this Memorial Day holiday is expected to increase some 60%. But here in Montana, we know that people want to get outside. And that's why KOA is saying 2021 could be one of the best years yet.
People are booking and booking often.
This year, people are putting the worries of 2020 behind them and getting back out.
And people are saying, hey, I think I feel comfortable actually getting out. We saw that in camping last year more than other forms of travel and hospitality. 37% of campers across North America are planning to go out for the Memorial Day or Victoria Day holidays.
During the pandemic, people were drawn outside as a way to socially distance. But Saskia Bugman with Campgrounds of America says first-time campers got a taste that's making them want to come back for more.
I mean, last year we had a record number of first-time campers. 10 million people got out camping for the first time. And a lot of those people are going to come back. And of course, new people are going to try camping too.
Aside from camping, travel across the board is expected to rise. Those with AAA are shooting for the moon with their Memorial Day travel projections.
Road trips are going to be the main source for people getting around this year. In the mountain region, we expect about a 61% increase in total.
But something that's changed this year, airports are back open and ready for business. So Vasquez says many of us Montanans are also going to be hopping on planes with an overall 570% increase nationwide in air travel.
Now what we're seeing is that people are starting to head to these more populous cities where that lost their appeal during the pandemic. So cities like Orlando, Los Angeles, San Diego, a lot of these beach destinations are going to be very popular for travelers this year.
Whatever your retreat of choice is, one thing's for sure, with COVID restrictions easing and vaccinations up, folks are ready to get back to normal.
The last year has been difficult for everyone, so we're definitely ready to get out and get outside and aren't afraid to travel when others might be a little reserved still.
In Billings, Andrea Lutz, MTN News.
Thanks, Andrea. And KOA says remember to prepare for the weather as it's always changing here in Montana. And AAA says the busiest day to travel is Thursday, when travelers could see double the people on the road. And as you plan to hit the road, travel officials say get ready to pay higher prices at the pump. AAA reports gas prices will be about $3 per gallon across the country. That's the highest Memorial Day weekend price we've seen since 2014. AAA says if you're looking for the best gas prices while traveling, you're likely going to find them in town as opposed to gas stations just off the highway. Well, it's been a long time coming, but it's a big baseball night in Billings for a number of reasons. Q2's Scott Breen joins us from Dealer Park.
Hi everybody and welcome to your Billings Mustangs home opener against the Rocky Mountain Vibes tonight. That is big news considering just 6 months ago we didn't know whether we'd see pro baseball, let alone Mustangs baseball here in Billings. Their season opener was Saturday in Idaho Falls. Mustangs went 1-2 against the Chuckers. Lots of runs scored right now as teams search for solid pitching. Mustangs are averaging 9 runs a game. Idaho Falls scored 39 in the series against Billings. Now the Vibes come in tonight with 1 win, a loss, and a tie. And of course, since Pioneer League teams are no longer affiliated with Major League Baseball clubs, managers have to hit the recruiting road, so to speak, to find their own players. That takes Mustangs manager Joe Cruzel back down memory lane.
This last month really has reminded me of my college days of getting on the phone, networking, cross-checking information on all the players. I'm really excited to watch all these guys. I mean, I've heard some good things about some of these guys, some things they may need to work on. It seems like everyone I've met has been a really, really nice kid. I'm really looking forward and excited to get them on the field and see what happens when they get their spikes in the ground.
And again, he's only had 3 games to watch thus far. We told you last week, 2 of those guys with spikes in the ground hail from right here in Billings. Former MSUB standouts Jalen Garcia and Daniel Cipriano. Cip actually hit his first professional home run in Saturday's opener. He's tied for the team lead with a .455 batting average. Garcia's right behind him at .333. Of course, he's played on this field since his American Legion baseball days with the Billings Scarlets. Also want to let you know there'll be a dedication here tonight, just about 45 minutes from now at 6:15, as the POW MIA chair and plaque are presented. That'll be under the American flag right there on the center field concourse. They hope to see you out here. 6:35 start time here tonight between the Mustangs and the Rocky Mountain Vibes, first of a 6-game homestand. At Dealer Park, Scott Breen, MTN Sports.
Thanks so much, Scott. And Scott will join us again at 10 o'clock, showing us how tonight's home opener unfolds for your Mustangs. Well, Montana is lagging behind the nation when it comes to COVID-19 vaccinations. 50% of the country is vaccinated so far, but according to the state's tracking map, Montana is just about 42%. Q2's Mitch Laggy brings us a look at the latest numbers.
As of Wednesday, Yellowstone County was lagging behind the state when it comes to the number of fully vaccinated people, clocking in at 40% compared to the state's 42%. However, the number of vaccinated people is helping keep the COVID-19 virus at bay in the county, according to Yellowstone County Health Officer John Felton.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt of that. You know, the higher it goes, I think that baseline will actually drop lower than it currently is. For the last 3 months, we have been at essentially the same level of cases. We've been at essentially the same level of hospitalizations. Deaths have slowed down blessedly. But I think this is kind of what our baseline is going to be.
Yellowstone County isn't quite in the top 5 of Montana counties with the most fully vaccinated people. As of Wednesday, the top counties were Missoula at 54%, followed by Deer Lodge, Silverbow, Lewis and Clark, and Lake counties. On the flip side, counties at the bottom of the list for fully vaccinated people are Garfield at 21%, followed by Powder River, Webo, Macomb, and Carter counties. Felton encouraged more people to get vaccinated. He said more of the world opens back up for a person after they've had their shot.
We're about to finish school, but school is going to start again before we know it. People are going to want to go on vacation. There are some places that make it a little more difficult if people aren't vaccinated. So it really is a very safe and effective way to really gain a much more sense of comfort of being out and about.
Felton said there are probably 3 groups of people when it comes to vaccinations. Receptive people, who have likely already had their shot. Hesitant people, who are on the fence about one thing or another. And resistant people, who will likely take more convincing to get their shot.
So our focus really now is how can we get to that vaccine hesitant population, educate them, help them feel more comfortable, make it easier to get vaccinated. They're very safe, they're very effective. So I'm hopeful that people just get a little more comfort with it.
The community vaccination site at the Shrine Auditorium in Billings will close at the end of the month. Riverstone has shifted vaccine efforts to smaller outreach clinics at businesses, churches, and schools. To schedule a free outreach clinic, call Riverstone at 406-651-6410. In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mitch. Now here's a look at the next few free vaccination clinics hosted by Riverstone. Staff will be at Lockwood High School a week from today, June 2nd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. On June 3rd at Elysian School from 10 a.m. to noon. People ages 12 and older are welcome to walk in and receive a dose from Pfizer or Johnson & Johnson. Now kids under 18 must bring a consent form signed by a parent or guardian. Well, she had 2 options, go to jail or get better. Today, after 841 days of sobriety, 891 hours of recorded treatment, and a lot of hard work, a Billings woman, Amanda Boyer, was back in a Yellowstone County courtroom, but this time as a graduate.
500 days! I don't think I've done anything consistent for 500 days.
It is not. This is not easy.
Well, we first introduced you to Amanda Boyer in January. She was well on her path to recover and move forward in life. Today, she and 17 others reached that goal. Personal deep commitment, District Judge Mary Jane Nisley, and support from across the community got them there. Well, through tears, Boyer expressed her gratitude today. Judge Nisley applauded Boyer's success and said, quote, "You have dreams I know you are going to make come true." So a pretty emotional day in Yellowstone County District Court today. Now, some of these graduates will be back to help others find success. The executive director of Zoo Montana is celebrating 10 years at the popular Billings attraction. Jeff E. Welt took over in 2011 when the zoo was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt and has since turned it around. An even bigger challenge, Zoo Montana lost accreditation one day before he started. He's worked hard to make the zoo a community destination, build trust with donors, and grow a strong bond with his workers. He says the pandemic was his biggest, most recent hurdle, but things are already looking up.
So once we were able to reopen, despite the fact we lost all of our special events, and that's like $400,000 in revenue, we were able to actually make that up just by attendance itself. And right now on the weekends, we're seeing 1,500 people a day. It is unbelievable. And so we're actually coming out of this feeling really, really good.
If you recall, the zoo regained accreditation in 2019. Jeff says he loves Billings and is very proud his family was able to lay down its roots here. Well, up next on tonight's MTN 530 News right here on Q2, from overcrowding to quality housing. Senators hold a hearing in Washington today with aims at improving America's national parks. We have those details. And in sports, 4-1 Harlowton family this weekend will represent one of the biggest of their lives. We'll tell you why.
Temperatures today about where we expected. We ended up into the mid-50s, but as far as precipitation, oh, come on. Only 1/100th of an inch. We'll show you where the rain did fall with the forecast coming up.